17 hours, he drove 11. Well, it takes at least
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, we're going to sing a song right now called One Mind, One Power. So there's a really easy part that just goes one mind, one power. If you want to sing along with us, you sure can.
I'm just here to help you.
One mind, one power, one light, one love, one mind, one power, one light, one love. I am beginning to see everything I can be when I claim the truth of my divinity. One mind, one power, one light, one love, one mind, one power, one light, one love, one mind, one power, one light, one love. I am beginning to see everything I can be when I claim the truth of my divinity. One mind, one power, one light, one love. See, I told you it was easy. Did you sing along? I hope so. All right, well, this next one's really easy, too. It's just Om Shanti. Well, there's a little more to it than that, but the Om Shanti part you'll get. Let there be peace in my mind. Let there be peace in the earth. Here we go. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside of my mind, God and only God is moving me.
inside of my heart, God, and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 Peace inside of the earth, God, and only God is moving me. Peace inside of the earth, God, and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 When there is peace in my mind, there will be peace in the earth.
Good morning. I'm Amber Boren. For those of you who don't know, I'm the Youth Ed Director here at Unity Center of Spiritual Growth. Dennis is in Cabo. He's enjoying himself with Patty, and they're having a great vacation. So I'm stepping in for him today, and I just want to welcome all of you here. If you're here for the first time, or if you're here for the 101st time, we welcome you, and we also welcome those who are watching online today. And before I begin a prayer, an opening prayer, today's about energy, and every single one of us has energy inside our bodies, and I just want us to take a moment and kind of tap into that energy. I like to kind of wipe my hands over my body. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this, do not. You do you. But I like to sometimes clear my energy. It helps kind of wipe it off. Makes me feel a little more, whew. Oh, yes, shake it out. Okay. All right. So you've tapped into that energy, right? You can feel yourself. So let's take that energy now into prayer. And let's just breathe, nice and deep. And just be here right now with that energy that comes from the divine and infuses your body, and it connects us to each other. It connects us to that essence of love, that divine essence from God. Divine Mother, Father, Spirit of God, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing us to live this life, this unique expression of what it means to be a spirit, living as a human, in a human body. We're grateful for the opportunity to open our eyes again to another day, to open our hearts and our minds to the lessons that we're here to learn. Lessons that bring us closer to you, closer to the truth, and closer to that divine love, that loving energy that surrounds and connects us all. When we find the love in our hearts and we're able to extend it to ourselves and to each other, we truly grow in grace and allow our beautiful light to shine onto this earth. We ask you to bring us peace and calm amongst the storms of our lives. And we ask that you give us the gentle grace that we sometimes need in order to make it through our day. We are filled with love, we are filled with light, and we are so blessed. And so it is. Amen. I'd like to ask Geraldine now to come on up and light our candle. I hope I'm doing this in the right order. And as Geraldine lights this candle, it's just a reminder of that energy, that fire energy that each one of us has inside of ourselves, and just to connect to that light that we have and to allow it to just shine a little more brightly in the world. Thank you, Geraldine. Here at Unity, we like to demonstrate our commitment to prayer. We believe in the power of prayer, and we do that in a few ways. One is with our prayer vessel. We have one up here, and we also have one in the hall. And so if you or someone maybe you know is in need of prayer, fill out a prayer request. Allow other people to reach out to that Spirit of God and on your behalf or on someone else's behalf. And do that by adding your prayers to the prayer vessel. But also, we like to have prayer chaplains available every Sunday here to assist people who are maybe feeling things a little heavier and are needing some prayer for a little peace. Can I ask our prayer chaplains to stand up for today? Do we have? All right. Thank you. I have Carolyn and Simone. Thank you so much for your service. So if after the service you're feeling guided to, please visit them. I really do encourage you to do that. And I think that's it.
Oh yeah, that means we get to sing. Yay! Would you please stand and join us in singing Pour Yourself in Me?
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, shine your light. Shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, shine your light in me, shine your light into my heart. Whoa, wonderful. Dance and smile. Dance and smile in me, dance and smile into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, dance and smile in me, dance and smile into my heart. Oh, pour yourself. Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, whoa, wonderful Spirit, whoa, wonderful Spirit.
Why, hello. My name is Justin Derwick, and I will be your celebration assistant for today. We love it that you're here and on this wonderful Sunday. And welcome to Unity Center of Spiritual Growth, where all people who wish to worship here are welcome. We strive to live, love, and uplift lives. We are an inclusive and affirming church, and we bless people of all races, sexual orientations, colors, political beliefs, or anything else that you may have been judged on in the past. We simply welcome everyone who wants to pursue their spiritual path. Let me introduce our musicians for today. We have Julie Coteau. We have Laura Weintier, Leanne Erlin Moore on piano, and of course Judith Pinkerton on violin. And then our guys in the back, and wonderful women. Jim Sullenberg on sound, Brian Wright on PowerPoint, and Tammy Savage is filling in on video streaming. Awesome. And thank you to everyone who makes this Sunday service happen. We really do appreciate all of you, because it really does take a lot of volunteers for a Sunday service to happen, so thank you so much. Now, if we have anybody here for the first time today, we want to thank you for being here, and we are glad to have you join us, and we hope you are having a great time. We have a welcome packet here for you. If you would feel comfortable raising your hand, we can get one of those to you, and also welcome you to those folks who are here for the first time streaming online. You can let us know that you're here by clicking the Connect with Us tab on the website, and you can submit your contact information, a prayer request, or request for more information by clicking on the Connect with Us link. It is available on the Synopsis tab in the website streaming window. And hopefully you saw the announcements describing the upcoming events on the screen before service. If not, they are listed in your program and on the website, and you can please join us and get involved. It's a great way to get to know the wonderful people here. And let me now draw your attention to some of those announcements if you didn't see them earlier. The 2024 UCSG, our facility here, is having our annual meeting next Sunday, February 18th. It is a time when the board officers present an overview of the work and activities completed during the past year, and it is also a time for active members to review and approve the current fiscal budget, as well as appoint new candidates to the Board of Trustees. Please plan to attend. And since an increasing number of us don't carry cash or checks, we are now using PayPal. Using it on your cell phone is a convenient way to either you can either enter the link using your preferred internet browser, you can scan the QR code with your cell phone, or you can access PayPal on the Give page at unitycenter.org.
Hey, Justin.
Yep.
There's a poster posted around the...
Yep, and there's posters posted all throughout kind of the facility, and I know there's one on the back door there, and you can find them. You see a QR code, it's probably that. And then live streaming involves setting up our camera equipment and running the video streaming computer during the service. If you're interested, there are people available to train you. Just ask to talk to the tech team, and they can help you get set up with that. And finally, the Unity book sale features works on health and healing. And remember, new books are put out each week. They're only $1. $1. See Ginny Taft if you have any questions. So, last week was birthday Sunday, so we are going to take a few minutes to meet and greet one another, and when you hear the gong, we'd like you to return to your seats. So please say hi to friends and somebody new. So every Sunday we have someone from the congregation read us a blessing before the meditation, and today that is going to be Dave Crital.
Good morning. Good morning. This is slightly different than what's written because we have an area in here that seems like a natural point to have group participation. So I give you the cue. All right? Today know that you are good enough. Stop worrying about if you're pretty enough, strong enough, rich enough, smart enough. You must know that you are enough. Don't let negative thoughts have power over you. This is your part. Take a deep breath. All right. And know that the divine life force, energy flows through you as you, and you are good enough. Let the breath out.
Well, with that thought in mind, thank you. We're going to sing a song called I Release Control. So please join us.
surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
If you'll join me in meditation, I invite you to close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just soften your gaze and find a spot on the floor in front of you. And if you're new to meditation, meditation is about coming inside of yourself. It's about connecting to that divine energy, to our spirit. It's about getting quiet and still and sitting in the space of that spirit. I invite you to just take a few deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and let it out through your mouth, and with the just exhale, an audible exhale. Allowing yourself just to release a little more. Breathe in deep and exhale, surrendering a little more. One more big deep breath. And really let go this time. Our breath is making lots of noises. Our breath is that connection. Anytime in our life when we feel things are hectic, or chaotic, we can always take a moment just to return to our breath. Our breath allows us to be present in the moment and to focus on something simple, simply just being here in this moment. And so as we go into the silence for a few moments, I ask you to stay connected to that breath of life. And I want you to repeat to yourself, just breathe and be. Just breathe and be. That is all you have to do right now at this moment, is just breathe and be. Breathe and be one with all that is. Divine Mother, Father, Spirit of God, we are here right now in this moment, present with ourselves, present with you and that energy. We sit in it, it enfolds us, it surrounds us in divine love and guidance. And we follow that divine love and guidance on our path wherever it leads us. And so it is. Amen.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
Thank you. That is one of my favorite meditation songs and something that I listen to on my own and always come back to remind myself about control, because so often in life we have this energy of gripping and holding on tightly to things, to situations, to relationships. And that song is just a reminder for us to let go, to bring an energy of surrender. And so I just love that you chose that. Thank you, Julie. So today I'm going to be talking about the chakras. And before I actually kind of jump, well, I guess I'm already speaking, but I was going to give a side note. The chakras are a really complex system. Energy is complex. The human body is complex. And so when we talk about energy interacting with the human body, it gets extremely complex. But I'm going to try to just kind of make it a little simpler. It's also an ancient energy system. And so it originated in India, and was first talked about in a book called the Vedas, which are spiritual texts used by Hindus and other Eastern religions. And because of that, it was originally talked about in Sanskrit. and I don't speak Sanskrit. And a lot of the words that'll come up, I'm going to use the English language for it, but there are Sanskrit words for it. And so that's where it can kind of get a little confusing. But I want to be respectful that I am not a chakra master. I'm going to speak on my experience with energy in the chakra system. And I just want you to know there is so much more out there than what I'm going to present here. I'm really just kind of hitting the tip of the iceberg with it. So please give me some grace, I guess is what I'm saying. All right. All right. Good to go. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the term chakras. Have you, most of you heard of the chakra system, what it is? And so energy originates in something called our auric field, all right? And we can think of this as like an energy bubble that surrounds and extends beyond our physical body. And our aura or energy bodies have several different layers, and these layers align with different levels of consciousness and intelligence energy, the universe, the divine. The auric field is also the receiver and the transmitter of universal information. So it's how the divine energy interacts with us. And especially emotional information. And so those of you out there who might be considered sensitive, energy sensitive, would be your auric field interacts really well with other people's auric fields, so you can kind of sense the energy that somebody else is feeling. Our aura, this protective energy field, connects to the chakra system, which are the energy centers inside the body. And so I'm going to talk about those energy centers, and yeah, I'm going to talk about those. And so as I was saying, the chakra centers have been recognized by Eastern cultures for 3,500 years plus. And they are considered significant to our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. And it's through our chakra centers that divine life force energy, which is also sometimes called prana or chi in other traditions, that's where that energy flows through. Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel. Some people say there are 114 chakras. We're only going to talk about 7. I don't have time for 114, and honestly, I don't know all 114 if there are. But the chakras run from the spine, the bottom of your spine, kind of where your sacrum, your perineum is, all the way up through the crown of your head. And these are energetic gateways, and they should be open and aligned. And each chakra has its own vibration, which translates to a light frequency. And so when the chakras are in alignment and they're open, we feel grounded and confident, and we feel connected to the universe. And so I was saying there were 7 main chakras, and you can see the image up here. It starts down at the root, goes all the way up to the crown. The lower 3 chakras, so 3, are considered our physical chakras, or our more earthly chakras. They're our foundation, grounded in the physical realm. They cover our basic life necessities like security and survival, sexuality and intimacy, and our identity and our willpower. And they keep us grounded as humans. The upper 3 chakras are what are considered our more spiritual chakras, and they focus mostly on our connection to the divine, to that something greater than ourselves, to the universe. And they're also focused on connecting to our higher self, that spirit, our spiritual self. And that spiritual self that's rooted deeply in the purest expression of love and with wisdom. And then we have one other chakra right in the middle center of our chest, which is our heart chakra. And this heart chakra is the bridge, the connector between our lower, more earthly chakras and our upper, more spiritual chakras. And it acts as a balance point and a bridge between those chakras. And then sometimes our aura, that I was talking about, that protective bubble, will sometimes be considered our 8th chakra. But we're not going to talk about that too much. And all of our chakras are linked. And in a perfectly healthy person, they work in unison. They work together. And when they're balanced, our mind, body, and spirit are more free. We are able to embody our spiritual essence even more. And so let's look at our first chakra. So our first chakra is called our root chakra. And it is located at the base of the spine. And this chakra is associated with the light color frequency of red. And so you can think about this as, like Nikola Tesla said, that everything in the universe, if you want to understand its secrets, is energy, frequency, and vibration. And so the energy in your root chakra should be vibrating at a frequency that emits a red light or a red color. And that's why our first chakra is red. And it's linked to our survival instincts, our sense of security, our basic needs, our stability. And it's said to be activated between infancy and 7 years old. And so if you think about it, as a kid, or a baby even, when this chakra comes online, if you want to call it, a baby infant learns very quickly that it needs someone else to depend on for its survival. And so our root chakra is all about survival. And when in our younger years we experience the fear of what it means to rely upon someone else for our survival, that fear begins to create debris or blockages in that root center. And so we develop, how do I want to say this? Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. And so we might start to develop those blockages because of fear. Fear is one of the lowest vibrational energies that we can experience. And fear starts early on in our childhood years, especially if you had a difficult childhood and if you experienced trauma in your childhood, then the chances are that your root chakra isn't going to be open and balanced and functioning properly. And I'd say that personally, I've had to do my own work with my root chakra. I still do, and I'll work with my root chakra for the rest of my life, because fear is not something that you transcend completely. Fear is something that will come up in our lives and circle around, and it's something we need to be continually revisiting about ourselves. And so a balanced root chakra means you're going to feel secure and have a deep understanding of yourself, and you're going to feel like your basic needs are met. And when your first chakra is balanced, you'll feel a sense of peace. But most of us, when we experience fear, we experience anxiety, feelings of insecurity, whether that's in our environment, in our relationships, or traumas we've experienced, or even ancestral trauma, can create those blockages and imbalances. And those can affect our physical body, where we might feel we have low energy, where we feel unfocused, or we might have low self-esteem. We might have difficulty excusing ourselves from dramatic situations. Having a blocked root chakra can also manifest in physical symptoms of the body, where you can have problems with your bladder and your colon, and you can have emotional problems, feeling insecure. And you can also feel rage, anger, jealousy, low self-worth. And these things can really affect how we are able to show up in the world and how we're able to connect with that divine energy. Because if our root chakra is blocked or imbalanced, it's going to affect the entirety of our system. Because the root is the foundation. And if your foundation is weak, you cannot continue to build and elevate on a weak foundation. And so starting out working with your root chakra means getting real with yourself about your fears. Every single one of us has things that we're afraid of, but a lot of times as humans we tend to avoid our fear. We want to close our eyes to it, turn our back to it, and pretend like it doesn't exist. And then what that does is that blocks that energy, and so our root, our foundation is blocked and unstable. And so to open your root chakra and get it flowing more in that vibrant red color, feeling like you're safe and secure, you need to get real with yourself. What am I afraid of? What is causing me fear? And acknowledging those fears and trying to understand and face those fears. And that can be slow and gradual, but it also should be done gently and with love. And learning to self-soothe and comfort yourself is one way you can work with that root chakra. And learning to let go, which I will say 6 more times. Because the truth is learning to let go on every level is going to help us create more balance in our lives. So let's look at the next chakra. The next chakra is our sacral chakra, and it is located in the lower abdomen. And it's associated with the color orange, so it should be vibrating at a level that translates to the color orange. And it represents our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's activated between the ages of 7 and 14. And it's also considered one of our most sacred chakras because it's a portal for creating life. This is where our sexuality and our creativity and our ability to experience pleasure comes from. And it also holds those deepest feelings of pleasure and well-being. When we have a balanced sacral chakra, you're able to be present in your body. You're able to build deeper relationships that are intimate in many different ways. You can become more sensitive to the needs of others, more nurturing and loving and self-reliant. But this sacral chakra is blocked by shame. And I think shame is a universal experience. We've all experienced shame in my is my guess, or maybe you haven't, and if you haven't, wow, good for you. We all experience shame, and particularly around our sensuality, our sexuality, around allowing ourselves to experience pleasure. And I don't just mean sexual pleasure, I mean pleasure in all areas of our life. There's a part of us that feels shame about our bodies. And that shame, again, is going to cause debris and blockages in that sacral chakra. And so to work with shame, you need to look at the things that cause you shame. And I use shame, and if you were to go online and look, there are many websites that won't use shame, they use guilt. But I'm someone that believes guilt isn't an emotion. Guilt is a state. You're either guilty or you're not. You did it or you didn't. Now, I might have done something that, yes, I'm guilty of, but I don't need to hold shame for that for the entirety of my life. That's why I don't like to call guilt an emotion. Because if I did something wrong and I'm saying, oh, well, I'm guilty, then I hold that for the entirety of my life? No, it's the shame that I feel about that action, which can be appropriate sometimes. But then we also need to stop blaming ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves. We need to understand and accept, hey, I made a mistake, I'm not perfect. And finding acceptance and forgiveness for yourself allows you to let go of shame. So the next chakra we're going to talk about is the solar plexus. And the solar plexus is located in the upper abdomen. And this chakra is associated with the color yellow. And it represents our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. It's linked to self-esteem and willpower and the ability to take action. It's usually activated between the ages of 15 and 21. And so if you just think about that for a moment, think about the mental, emotional space that you were in between 15 and 21. Our teenage years, the years we're kind of setting that foundation, trying to figure out, well, who we are, who am I, what am I going to bring to the world, what do I want to do, and kind of creating that autonomy between yourself and your parents. And this chakra, when it's balanced, we feel emotionally stable, we feel healthy and assertive, and we work well with others. We're able to have a strong mental focus and feel confident in ourselves and who we are and how the unique expression of the divine works through me, works through each one of you. And being confident in that and feeling like, hey, I'm okay with who I am. That's where that kind of energy is housed in our solar plexus. But it's often blocked by feelings of unworthiness. I remember the first time that I realized I had what I call a worthiness wound. And I've come to believe that I'm not alone in this. I think that every one of us at some point in our lives feels unworthy. And that's okay. But we need to acknowledge that. I remember I cried my eyes out when I realized I don't feel worthy sometimes. And for me, trying to trace back and think, why don't I feel worthy at times? What is this? What's going on? And I self-study and question these things. And sometimes I don't come up with an answer. I don't always know. And that's okay too. I don't have to know what caused the worthiness wound. Maybe it's just something that all of us humans have to carry and overcome in order to become our best and highest self, is that we all must overcome our sense of being unworthy. Because that's just not true. I am worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Every single one of you has worth and value. And learning to accept that and to say to yourself, I am worthy regardless of my mistakes, regardless of my disappointments in myself, the things I haven't achieved or the things that I said that were wrong or what have you. I am still worthy to be here. Oh. The next chakra we're going to look at is my favorite one. It's the heart. And I talked a lot about the heart, I don't know, months ago, and I could have called it the heart chakra talk. This chakra is located in the center of your chest, associated with the color green, and it represents our ability to love and to connect with others, and is linked with compassion and forgiveness and our ability to heal. It's activated between the ages of 22 and 25. And interestingly enough, in Sanskrit, the term for the heart chakra translates to a state of being unhurt. And I think this is really interesting because I think having a blocked heart chakra is pretty common, because we learn early on that it's a way to protect ourselves if we can kind of close off that energy from that we feel when someone maybe is yelling at us, somebody is reprimanding us, and we don't want to feel hurt by someone's words or actions. And so we close up that heart center. We block it ourselves. But in doing that, we're blocking out love. We're blocking out the divine. We're blocking out true, genuine connection with one another. And a lot of times, not just wanting to avoid being hurt and pain, but grief. When our heart is just broken because of sadness, of circumstances and loss. And there's nothing we can do in this life to keep from feeling that. We will all experience loss in this life. But we have a choice. We have a choice on how we want to deal with that. We can choose to accept how we're feeling. I am feeling brokenhearted. I feel deep sadness, deep loss, deep grief, and honor that and sit with that instead of trying to push it away and pretend like, oh, it doesn't bother me, or I'm okay, or somebody says, no, I've had enough time to grieve this loss. That's for no one else to tell you. But sitting with yourself, sitting with your grief, honoring it. And what I like to do is, I call it self-parenting. I parent that grief, that sadness. I wrap my arms around myself and say, it's going to be okay. This too shall pass. And I love myself. I love my sadness. The next chakra is our throat. And our throat chakra is located in the throat. It's associated with the color blue, and it represents our ability to communicate and to express ourselves. It's linked with self-expression and the ability to listen as well. It's activated between the ages of 6 and 12, but doesn't become fully developed until the ages of 28 and 35. It allows us to express our truth and desires of our higher consciousness and spirituality. When this chakra is imbalanced, it allows us to communicate in a smooth and confident way, in an authentic way. We're able to openly and lovingly express ourselves and express our truth. But often in this life, because we have so much fear or shame or unworthiness, we tell lies. We lie to ourselves, we lie to others, because we're afraid. We're afraid of being judged. We're afraid of being shunned. We're afraid that people will see that, oh, we're really not worthy to be doing what we're doing. Or we're afraid that people are going to say, look how you did that. That's wrong. And they'll see our shame. And so we lie to make ourselves feel better, to boost our egos. But working with this chakra to keep it open and balanced means, again, getting real, self-study. Honestly, self-study is what you need to work through all of our chakras. Really looking at yourself, looking truthfully at yourself, because sometimes we don't want to see things about ourselves. We don't want to see our flaws. We don't want to admit that, oh yeah, maybe I need to work on this. Sometimes it's easier to kind of close our eyes and look away. But looking truthfully at yourself and then starting to practice speaking truth in just small, tiny ways can make a big difference on how your throat chakra, how the health of it, how it balances out. Learning to speak truth, to embody truth, and to be honest with yourself and others. The next chakra is our third eye, and it's located in the forehead. It's associated with the color indigo, and it represents our ability to focus and to see the big picture. And it's linked to our intuition, our imagination, and our ability to make decisions. A lot of times this chakra is associated with seeing beyond. And it goes back to that we have these 5 senses, although I think many of you experience we have more than 5 senses. Just feeling the energy, that's a sense right there. And then our perception, our intuition, that is another sense. We've all had experiences where something nags at us and tells us, no, you need to do this, do this, do this. And sometimes we listen and we're like, oh, good thing I did that. Good thing I listened. And sometimes we don't and we're like, oh, should have listened. And that's really the difference between having a more balanced chakra and an imbalanced chakra. Are you going to trust and listen to that intuition? Listen to that inner guidance. Listen to what the soul is trying to speak to you. Or are you going to choose to not to? Because sometimes we have those self-doubts, those fear, that unworthiness. See, these lower chakras, the foundation, we build it up so that by the time we get up to our third eye chakra, we have a strong enough foundation to say, I'm going to trust what God is trying to tell me to do, and I'm going to act on that. But when our chakras and our foundation is weak, we don't trust ourselves. We doubt our intuition, which means we are doubting what God is telling us. We're doubting ourselves. We doubt the universe. When the universe is asking us to open up, to believe, to trust. Let's see. Thank you. I didn't, a lot of times I have a whole bunch of notes I don't even, I just speak and see what comes out. That was between the ages of 8 and 14, but it isn't fully developed until 35 and into your 40s. So those of you that are in your 40s, in your 30s, we're still growing. And the last chakra we're going to talk about today is our crown chakra. And the crown chakra is located at the top of the head. It's associated with the color violet. And it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. This really is our connection to the divine, our connection to pure bliss, to enlightenment. And it's activated at a young age, but isn't fully developed until the ages between 43 and 49. Not sure how they figure that out, but, So I'm not quite 49 yet, so I'm still developing. But our crown chakra is linked to every other chakra, and therefore it's also linked to every organ in our body, in our system. And when our crown chakra is balanced, we will feel connected to one another, connected to our higher self, and connected to the divine. But when it's blocked, it becomes blocked with our ego attachment, or I'll say mental fixations. That we all have things or have had times in our lives where we overthink, we overworry, we might hyperfixate on a person, on ideas, on situations, and then our ego gets involved with that mental chatter, and that creates that blockage and instability in our crown chakra. And sometimes that shows up as overthinking, or it might show up as an obsession or an addiction. So when we're working with our crown chakra, just like all the other chakras, self-study, getting real with yourself, opening up to your higher self, asking your higher self questions, and seeing if your higher self answers. If it doesn't, no, you need to have another conversation. But also being mindful of the thoughts that you're having. Because really, the one thing that I've found, while you can do self-study, you can learn to let go, you can find acceptance, you can acknowledge, and all those things are really important for healing your energetic body. But the one thing that I have found that has been the most powerfully transformative force for healing in my life has been self-love. When you learn to open your own heart to yourself, when you learn to love yourself, it does something to your body. It does something to your energetic system. You change your frequency. You elevate it. You vibrate higher. You vibrate more vibrantly. And self-love and love has a way of healing the entirety of our system that you could acknowledge, let go, surrender, self-study all you want, but you really want to get to the core of healing, It's self-love. Love yourself during your fearful times. Love yourself when you feel ashamed. Love yourself when you feel unworthy. Love yourself when you feel like you want to be deceptive. Love yourself when you step into your ego. Because learning to love yourself is truly learning to love God. Because each one of us is a unique expression of divine energy. It flows into us, through us, and out of us in extremely unique ways. And so learning to love that unique expression is learning to love how God shows up in you as you. And I'm going to go ahead and just end with a little quote that says, when we acknowledge that we are born as divine energy incarnate, we can see ourselves as lovable. And so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Amber. Fascinating information. We're going to sing a little bit about breathing.
This inner space has the power to set me free. It's the cavern of creation and the truth of you and me. This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that I need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air I breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. And I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe. This This inner space is the ocean of your soul. And when you feel most broken, the truth is you are whole. This inner space connects us one to all. And though it would never push you, it will break down every wall. I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace, this inner space invites us to renew. In all my endless choosing, I become the chosen to this inner space. It never knows a past. In a quiet place you can hear it, and it might just make you laugh. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace of this inner space.
That was beautiful. Thank you. So now it is time for our love offering. If you can share some of your financial blessings with the church, it would be much appreciated, of course. Now, if this is your first time here, please know that we just ask you to be our guest and not have to give that, and instead, just enjoy your time here. If you are watching online, you can contribute by clicking on the Give button on the website streaming window, and offering will be very secure. Now, we always have someone from the congregation who reads our Sunday Prosperity Blessing, and today that is Scott Hicks.
Good morning. It's Super Bowl Sunday today. And to keep in theme with Super Bowl Sunday, it was a first grade teacher in Seattle that was asking, her class, how many fans do we have in the Seahawks family here? And the teacher raised her hand, and the whole class raised her hand except for one little girl. And she says, Susan, how come you didn't raise your hand? Because I'm not a Seahawk fan. What are you? I'm a 49er fan. Why is that? Well, my father's a 49er fan. My mother's a 49er fan. So I'm a 49er fan. So you just follow along in the crowd with everybody else? What if your mother was a moron and your father was an idiot? What would that make you? A Seahawks fan? I hope he's watching online. It's for you, Dennis. Now, may the universe's richest blessings be yours today and always. You're not going to forgive me for this, are you? May God's grace abound towards you, and may divine love cascade over you. May the rivers of God's goodness flow abundantly through you. May you be blessed and with prosperity in all of its forms. May your life be filled with miracles and love, and may your needs be met so you can relax and live in peace. And may the 49ers win. Namaste, my beloved friends.
All right, let's sing on that one.
I am a point of light in the light of God, endless with possibility. Yes, I can feel any darkness when I recall. I am a point of light in the light of God. Love so bright as God's light. Yes, I can feel any darkness when I recall. I am a point of light in the light of God. You are a point of light in the light of God, endless with possibility. Yes, you can feel any darkness when you recall. You are a point of light in the light of God. Love so bright as God's light. Yes, you can feel any darkness when you recall. You are a point of light in the light of God. We are a point of light in the light of God, endless with possibility. Yes, we can feel any darkness when we recall. We are a point of light in the light of God. Love so bright as God's light. Yes, we can feel any darkness when we recall. We are a point of light in the light of God. Love so bright as God's light. Yes, we can feel any darkness when we recall. We are a point of light in the light of God. We are a point of light in the light of God.
Come forth, give us.
I forgot I was in a walk.
We all forget. All right, let's bless this love offering. Divine Mother, Father, Spirit of God, we are so grateful for these financial gifts. We understand that they're important. They help keep the lights and the heat on, and we need them. But we're also grateful for just the gift of everyone being present here, of showing up and giving of their energy and giving of their time and of their light. Because that's really the true gift that we give when we let our love and light shine brightly out into the world. We bless others, and we bless ourselves, and we thank you. And so it is. Amen. Let's bring in the kids.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. my sisters and my brothers.